In January 1959, 10 experienced hikers led by Igor Dyatlov embarked on a trek through the Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. Their goal, to reach Otorten, a peak whose name translates ominously as "don't go there" in the local Mansi language. Equipped with heavy winter gear, cameras, and journals, the group, 8 men and 2 women, radiated youthful ambition. Temperatures hovered at -30°C, but these were seasoned skiers, undeterred by the cold. Their final diary entry, dated February 1st, revealed nothing unusual. But days later, their families reported radio silence. A rescue mission was launched. What searchers found would ignite a mystery that still chills the world 6 decades later. The group's last photograph, taken just hours before disaster struck, shows them smiling, their faces glowing with determination. Little did they know, their journey would become one of the most baffling enigmas of the 20th century. On February 26th, rescuers discovered the group's tent on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, Mountain of the Dead. The scene was surreal. The tent had been slashed open from the inside, as if the hikers fled in terror. Footprints, some barefoot or clad only in socks, trailed downhill into the forest. No signs of struggle, no wildlife tracks, just an eerie quiet. Inside the tent, personal belongings, coats, and boots lay untouched. Why would trained mountaineers abandon shelter in -40°C temperatures? And why did none return to retrieve their gear? The answer lay deeper in the woods, and it was horrifying. Rescuers noted that the tent was partially collapsed, as if something heavy had pressed down on it. Yet there were no signs of an avalanche or any other natural disaster. The scene was a paradox, a puzzle that defied logic. Over weeks, searchers uncovered 5 bodies under a cedar tree, a mile from the tent. Yuri Doroshenko and Georgy Krivonishenko were found shoeless, dressed in thin undergarments, their hands burned from clutching branches. Nearby, Igor Dyatlov, Zina Kolmogorova, and Rustem Slobodin lay frozen, faces dusted with snow. Autopsies revealed all 5 died of hypothermia. But 3 months later, the remaining 4 were found in a ravine, buried under 13 feet of snow. These victims told a darker story. Lyudmila Dubinina and Nikolai Thibault-Brignol had catastrophic chest fractures, equivalent to a car crash. Lyudmila's tongue and eyes were missing. Some corpses bore traces of radiation. Soviet pathologists were baffled. There were no external wounds, no signs of animal predation, only an official verdict: death by an unknown, compelling force. The case was sealed, the area closed for years. What was this force? The injuries were so severe that some speculated they could only have been caused by an explosion or a high-impact collision. Yet there was no evidence of either. For decades, experts dissected the evidence. The leading theory? An avalanche. Survivors, fearing burial, might have cut the tent and fled. The trauma could explain fractures, but skeptics note the slope was too shallow for a major slide. No avalanche debris was documented. Others blame katabatic winds, sudden gusts reaching 100 miles per hour that may have destabilized the camp. Then there's hypothermia-induced paradoxical undressing, where victims, delirious from cold, stripped their clothes. But how does this explain radiation or missing organs? A 2021 simulation suggested a slab avalanche could strike without warning, but doubts linger. If nature was the killer, why the secrecy? Soviet files remain partially classified, fueling speculation darker forces were at play. Some researchers have even proposed that a rare meteorological phenomenon, such as a plasma vortex or ball lightning, could have caused the injuries and radiation. Yet these theories remain unproven, leaving the mystery unsolved. Conspiracy theories thrive in secrecy. Some blame the Soviet military. Diaries mentioned orange spheres in the sky days before the incident. Could missile tests or experimental weapons have caused the trauma and radiation? Locals reported strange lights, and declassified documents confirm nearby R-7 missile launches. Others suspect Mansi tribesmen, angered by the trespass. But no footprints or weapon marks supported this. Even cannibalism was floated, until autopsies confirmed no such acts. Then there's the infrasound hypothesis, wind-generating low-frequency waves that induce terror. Yet none of this fully solves the puzzle, which leads to the most chilling theories of all. Some have even suggested that the hikers stumbled upon a secret military experiment, perhaps involving psychological warfare or sonic weapons. The presence of radiation adds weight to this theory, but without concrete evidence, it remains speculative. UFOs, Yetis, paranormal portals. The Dyatlov Pass has become a Rorschach test for the supernatural. Lyudmila's missing eyes and tongue? Critics cite post-mortem decomposition or scavengers, though no animals were seen. Radiation? Perhaps the hikers stumbled upon a secret nuclear site, but why were their own clothes radioactive? A 2018 book alleged a Soviet psychotronic weapon test gone awry. Others whisper of ancient curses. Even today, hikers report eerie noises and shadows on the mountain. Yet without evidence, these tales remain campfire folklore. The truth, perhaps, is a mosaic of accidents, but the case's closure in 2020, citing avalanches, left many unsatisfied. Key questions endure. Why were diaries altered? Why were photos missing? And why did the KGB confiscate evidence? Some believe that the hikers encountered something beyond human understanding, a force that defies explanation. Whether it was extraterrestrial, paranormal, or something else entirely, the Dyatlov Pass incident continues to captivate and terrify. The Dyatlov Pass incident endures because it defies resolution. It is a true crime story, a horror film, and a cautionary tale fused into one. Modern tools, 3D mapping, AI, have reanalyzed the data, yet ambiguity persists. In 2021, a team recreated the hike, suggesting a snow slab could explain fractures. But for every answer, a new question arises. The hikers' final photos, recovered from a cached roll, show ordinary smiles, unaware of their fate. Their memorial stone on Kolatsyakl bears a simple epitaph: "The truth is colder than the mountain." Perhaps that's the lesson. In our digital age, some mysteries refuse to surrender, and in the vast, indifferent wild, humanity's certainty dissolves like snow in wind. The Dyatlov Pass has become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that not all questions have answers. It has inspired countless books, documentaries, and even a Hollywood film. Yet the truth remains elusive, buried under layers of snow and speculation. 63 years later, we still ask, what happened that night? Was it a perfect storm of natural chaos, a covert Cold War tragedy, or something beyond our grasp? The Dyatlov Pass reminds us that not all stories need endings. Sometimes the unknown is the point. As the Arctic winds howl over Kolatsyakl, the mountain keeps its secret, whispering to the brave, the curious, and the reckless. Don't go there. The Dyatlov Pass incident is more than a mystery. It is a testament to the limits of human knowledge. It challenges us to confront the possibility that some truths may never be uncovered. And so, the legend lives on, a haunting enigma that continues to captivate the world.